I need to know how to fix the water dispenser on a GE refrigerator.
Regardless of the brand, check to make sure the water dispenser is on.
That isn't something I'd turn off.
Did anyone turn off water to the refrigerator?
If they did, my solution is to go yell at someone for not telling me it was leaking.
If the water dispenser has been leaking, I hope that it hasn't leaked onto the control panel or wires for the water dispenser. If that stuff shorts out, it is expensive to replace.
And it isn't as easy a replacement as the plug-and-play ice maker.
That's because ice makers go out so often. However, if the ice maker died because of a water leak in the freezer shorting it out, that could explain the issues with the water dispenser.
A major water leak in the freezer explains why it doesn't put out much water until the freezer defrost heater starts up and it all leaks out the freezer or out of the drain pan.
If there is ice in the water line in the freezer before it feeds into the water dispenser, that will prevent the water line from then supplying the water dispenser.
I thought if that happened, the ice maker would stop working.
Depends on the refrigerator's flow, literally. And both will stop working if the water filter in the fridge is clogged and needs to be replaced.
I know that in a GE smart water filter model, it has to be replaced every 6 months.
And you can check if this is the issue by putting a bypass filter plug in its place.
I'd rather buy a new water filter and replace it, and if that isn't the issue, I'll still have a water filter for when the thing is clogged.
If the thing gives you about a quarter cup before trickling until you stop it, the issue is usually due to a small leak in the valve of the fridge.
I'd expect a fridge drawer full of water in the case. Or water on the floor or in the drain pan or a few other places.
You wouldn't notice it unless you were running the water dispenser or ice maker a lot. You can also check if there's air in the line.
I have no idea what to do about it if there is.
You can remove the air by pushing on the water dispenser for 1 or 2 minutes. If the issue reoccurs, you may have a bad water connection letting air into the water line.
And now we're back to a water leak.
If there is a water leak in the freezer due to a cracked water line, it is almost as bad as one that has disconnected, but you can replace the water line in most cases rather easily.
As long as it is in the freezer, yes. If the crack or disconnect is in the door, I need a pro to come take the door apart to fix it.
And that's assuming that you don't have a door rusting or door insulation full of mold waiting for replacement.
I'd guess if that was the case by the rust holes appearing or moldy smell remaining after I've otherwise cleaned the fridge.
If you have problems with the water line and a GE fridge freezing, one solution is making sure there is no food in the shelf across from the water supply line.
That's the shelf right below the ice maker.
The frozen food mass acts like an iceberg, pulling down the temperature of the air around the water line and increases the odds ice will form in the line.
Or once I melt the ice in the line with a hair dryer. Run the water dispenser more often so it can't freeze.